Hi guys. Can anyone hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you don't. Okay. Perfect. So we're gonna do this differently because I think Google Meet has 150 maximum amount of users in a meeting room. So we're gonna have 2 meeting rooms. So that's why there might be some delays per each. So let me just give you a warning on that one. Okay, so let's start with our presentation. So welcome to GenAI for developers. If you have any questions or if there is like audio issues or any type of issues, just raise your hand. I'll go back to the tab and check on that one. Okay, sounds good. All right, perfect. Okay, so how many of you know about generative AI technologies? Thumbs up if you know, thumbs down if you don't. Oh, okay. Okay, there are some thumbs down. Okay, okay. Good. So, for those of you who don't know about generative AI technologies, so generative AI is pretty much a generative AI generation of AI where contents, any type, it could be text, image, or any type of data types are being generated by AI based on a simple prompt or request, right? So one of the most famous thing you have heard about is large language models, which are ChatGPT or Mistral or Gemini. These are one example of generative AI technologies where based on a given data, you can generate new data that is purely created by the AI. So these are what we call generative AI technologies. And the reason we presented this session or we're prepared this session is because this is the most powerful tool, and it has been shown to enhance efficiency and productivity throughout the ecosystem for developers and even day-to-day users, right? So we're trying to, as much as possible, get you to be part of this technology so that you can be able to productively use these tools for your development cases or even day-to-day cases, right? So before we start, I have a question to ask. So how much do you think this is going to impact you as a developer? It could be, you can give me percent scenarios where this might help you a lot, right? So let's take a random person. Let's take who's willing, first of all. Let's make this optional and then maybe we can pick a person. Okay, yes, Dagan Masman, please. Yes, we can hear. Sorry, Dagan. Is it audible for everybody? I'm sure that okay. Um, yeah. So we have 2 meetings, and one cannot hear what the other one is saying. So okay. Yeah. Maybe okay. Let's do this. Let him present, and I'll just kind of repeat what he says. Okay, for the other meeting session. Sorry about the technical difficulty. Dagan, continue, please. Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you, Dagan. Yeah, so for those of you who didn't hear what Dagan pretty much said is, he said it could increase up to 70% because it's exponentially increasing, and he estimated that about 70% boost in productivity can be reached through generative AI, and you're not that far away from it. It's actually 40 to 50% increase in workflow. So, okay. So it is actually 40% to 50% depending on a use case based on Google's I/O announcement. They said that. What is this means is pretty much like it's like 50% of half of what your full productivity could be. It can be boosted by AI in a very simple and interactive way, right? For it could be as an extension to your VS Code platform. It could be an extension as a debugger for your Chrome tools. It could be a lot of stuff you can use this in your activities that will actually give you the starting guide so that you can be as much as possible productive, right? This is the most important thing you need to realize. 40% is not a small thing to have because you may think, oh, usually I can do this by my own. I have the experience, I have the speed, I have the efficiency. But usually, in reality, like nobody is as efficient, as creative, and as consistent in their performance as they would like to. And AI can bridge that barrier where it will give you the initial start so that you can build up on it than the traditional way of developing. So if that is the case, so let's talk about like what elements you can apply this to in a specific example. So one of the things would be code answers, where you ask questions regarding a given specific code, auto completion, code chats, debugging, test generation, code explanation, and documentation. These are the things we'll go in depth in detail, but these are the major things currently being tackled by AI so that it can give you the guidance you want. I'm sure all of you have asked what the documentation is for that specific function without you going to Chrome and checking the documentation over like 100 pages of PDF, right? So this kind of easiness of interaction really gives you that boost you want in your development workflow. So let's start with code answers. So let me just pin the one where I can show you in terms of how we can implement this. So let's start with code answers. So code answers. So for example, you can ask, just give me 1 minute. Okay, we're back. Yeah. So as I was saying, so code answers. So what code answers pretty much does is like to implement, for example, for this case, back to that. Code answers pretty much gives you a way for you to like create code or ask code so that you can understand what's going on and give you an example implementation for that, right? So for example, you can ask your favorite LLM, let's say GPT 3.5, and I said implement user registration using FastAPI, right? This is my question. Like, I don't know, I might not even know anything about FastAPI and how to do user registration. So I ask it. So it's going to give me the basic template, so which is this. So to implement user registration in FastAPI, you can follow these steps. Not only it gives me the template of the code, but it also gives me the guidance, right? Define a pydantic model for the user data, create a post endpoint for user registration, implement the registration, hash the user passwords, and sort of like other steps you might need, and then gives you a template that you can start working on it. However, like, mind you, this is not foolproof or like accurate representation of what you are asking, right? So as much as possible, take this as a starting point rather than as a final or a submittable code. So make sure to see this and take it as an inspiration. Never assume what you see is correct in every way. So yeah, so regarding to code answers, like one of the things you can do is prompt efficiency. So what do we mean when you say prompt efficiency? So instead of just saying, like on this example, for example, I said implement user registration using fast API, right? This is a good prompt. Not really. What this does is pretty much lets the LLM be deciding on different factors. So if you can see on the response here, it says hash the user password. You didn't specify that you need to hash the password. It might be a good outcome, but at the same time, it might be something that you might not want it. So make sure to be as descriptive as possible. So for example, on this example, what we used is create a fast API endpoint for user registration. It should accept post request with JSON containing email and password, validate inputs, hash password with bcrypt, save user to SQLite the database, return JSON, success failure response, and include comments. See, now this gives the LLM like exactly what you want in a more descriptive and clear manner, so that the LLM did as much as possible doesn't hallucinate or give you some output that may looks right, but at the same time does not work efficiently. Any questions here? Thumbs up if you understand about prompt efficiency, and thumbs down. Okay, I'm saying thumbs up. Yeah. So in general, we'll give you more guidance. Like I'll share some PDFs and materials that you need to know about prompt efficiency. There is a lot of engineering on top of it, but in general, the more descriptive you are, the more clear in what you are asking, the better the responses. So take that as an initial guidance in regards to asking or interacting with these LLM models or any type of generative AI tools. Perfect. So these are the materials you need to check. So I'll share it later on once the session is over. But there are different resources: Prompt Perfect, Prompting Guide. Also, ChatGPT's prompt book is also good. So, and Hugging Face, open source platform for you to get a lot of GenAI technologies. So these are good stuff. I'll share it later on. We can go to the next stage. Okay, so regarding autocomplete, basic tools we have found that might be good guidance for you are Github Copilot, Codium, and Cody. So Github Copilot, it's technically paid for normal GitHub account users, but for education or for students, it's free, and other some NGO organizations, it's free. So that's a good step for you to have. Codium and Cody are also free alternative if you don't have any access to GitHub Copilot. So choose this as best tools you have. You can also search on your own to find other tools that might work well for you. But I would say this would be a start on the right direction. Okay, so one of the GitHub Copilot is like it takes context, some context you have, and gives you suggestions. So as you can see here, when you're trying to create a function, it gives you a suggestion based on the comment you added, that context taking. So one of the best aspect of GitHub Copilot is it is integrated very well with Visual Studio, since all of them are encompassed in Microsoft services. They are working very well. So in your Visual Studio, it's easily to integrate, easily to work with. I'm sure all of you have VS Code as your coding tool. So yeah, I would say having a Copilot would be a great start. Okay, so what else can we give you regarding in terms of using Copilot? So single specific short comments. So writing a very small comments can help the code for you. At the same time, trust but verify. So this is the most important thing. Like I said, never trust completely that the AI is going to produce something that you want. So it's make sure to rework on it, make sure to review it, make sure to edit some stuff, because at the end of the day, you are the pilot and the co-pilot is the co-pilot. And also is everything. Make sure to mention everything. So is there a question? Okay. If there's no question, let's continue. If you have any question, first raise your hand so that the mic does not get disrupted. So yeah, so context is everything. When we say that, make sure to mention every important things you need to be included so that it does not rethink it in a different way. Especially in complex logics, it's really better if you not only double check what he has done, but also make sure the specifics are very detailed and understandable for the AI. And iterate. This is usually the hallucination problem is always existing, especially even in the earlier models like 3.5 GPT. Maybe for Copilot, it gets better and better and better. So less iteration might be needed, but every time make sure to iterate on the platform you're working on. All right. So yeah. So these are also contexts you can use. So top level comments, open files, meaningful names, specific comments, sample code, and includes and references. So these are the things you can take as a context, and GitHub Copilot will take this as a context. So use this as a way to give him enough information for it to generate some value for you. Any questions so far on this one? Thumbs up if you don't have any questions. Thumbs down if you have questions. Cabral, please, if you can turn your mic off. Okay, perfect. All right, let's continue. So, regarding the IDs you might want to use, so VS Code, as I mentioned, like it works very well with Copilot since they are all in one platform. So, JetBrains, if I'm not sure if anybody uses right now, but if you use that, that's also works very well. NeoVim is also a good tool, especially for those who are using Linux flavors, and Visual Studio. Same thing. It's part of Microsoft, so that works as well. GitHub code spaces and PyCharm. So these are the IDs that you can use accurately for your work. And yeah, if you have anything different, maybe check external resources to make sure Copilot works with you. If there is an IDE that does not or that's not compatible with GitHub Copilot, use the alternatives we mentioned earlier. Perfect. So GitHub Copilot isn't automatically included in your account, and it can cost about $10 per month and $100 per year, but it's free for students and open source maintainers. So I'm not sure if anybody's open source maintainer here, but I think everybody here is students. If not, then you have to pay. But for those of you who are students, it's really an easy process. We can show you, and you can set it up for your workspace, right? Is there anybody who's not a student? Thumbs up if you're not a student. All right, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's continue. So let's start now to show you how to set up a student developer pack. Okay. If so, the issue with this one is I think I already signed in as an educator in the account we have. So maybe we can show it for another person. We can share a video later on how to actually sign in up. But pretty much the link is a GitHub education link, which my team is going to send you on the message. So the issue is like once you sign up as a student, you cannot again sign up again, but we can find a way to show you on that one. Just give us a couple of minutes. Okay, so check out the shared link right now on your on this message. Everybody, open it up. So all of you have a GitHub account, right? Is there anybody who doesn't have any GitHub account? Thumbs up if you have no GitHub account. All right, perfect. So if that is the case, so pretty much what you need to do is two things. So an educational email and a valid student ID. So these are the two things you need to do. Of course, for the educational email, you need to add it on top of your GitHub, which is as a secondary email. So there is a section where you can check that out. Let me just show you that one. Okay, so on the shared screen now, we're gonna show you how to add the educational email. Just give me a minute, let me open. Yeah. So is there anybody here who doesn't have an educational email? Just to ask, like if you have not any education, if you have educational email, give me thumbs up. If you don't, give me thumbs down. Okay, thumbs up. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of, okay. Yes, now, yes. Is there any question? Okay. I can't hear you. If you speak louder, that would be good. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So now the question was for anybody who didn't listen to this is if I just graduated recently and I don't have the ID, so I only have the educational email. For those of you who graduated recently, there's not a lot of options we can have because like I said, you have to be a student or open source maintainer in order to be given access to this for free. So there are some alternatives we can check out, but for now, let's just assume for those of you who have graduated, you can't have access for this one. Okay. So for those of you who doesn't have email, student email, please make sure to get one as soon as possible. I think AS2 gives, Addis Ababa Science and Technology gives, also Addis Ababa University gives, and also Adama Science and Technology University gives email for their students. So make sure to get that. So for those of you who have the email, so in order to share it, we're gonna be showing that. So first go to your go to your setting. And then once you open the setting, you can see on emails. Yeah, so this is your primary email. This is where you created your new account. Scroll up a bit. This is your account, and this is, as you can see, your student account, your organization account, or your other work account. What you can do is just add the email of your student account here, and just add it. And it's that simple. Yeah, you're done. Perfect. Everything clear on this one? I think it's an easy stuff. Yes, perfect. Thumbs up if you get it. Thumbs down if you don't. I think the screen was not shared on the second page. Okay, I think on this one, we didn't share this the screen, right? There was two meetings on this one. Okay. Did you see the A2SV G5 internal hackathon? Did you see the way we did it to add an email? You didn't, right? Okay, yeah. So we will show it again. Let's make sure every pose are on the same page. Okay, pretty much the idea is simple. I think even I can even send a screenshot for it. Like on settings, you'll find email tab. On email tab, you can see yeah, you can pretty much go to the settings, and on settings there is an email tab, and on the email tab you can see where you need to add your own email, and then that's just a simple process to do. Right, so let me just share the screenshot for my one so that it could be easier for you to understand. Just go to the settings and you can add your own on that one. Just share the. Again, we apologize regarding the we have two meetings open, so we have to like give one demo and then another one. That's why. Okay, thumbs up if you understand. Perfect. Okay, so we'll share all the materials regarding on like maybe we can send you a video for everybody here so that you know how to add your email and then your valid ID on the education link so that you can start working on it. Okay, perfect. So for the extension, pilot on the extension tab, and then you can see GitHub Copilot, the main one. It should be having an asterisk so that you can see it's verified, and you just install it and then reload the Visual Studio Code and then create your sign in your GitHub account. You should be set for that one. I think these are very rudimental stuff, so I'm not sure if you need more guidance on this, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask me anytime. Okay? Thumbs up every time you agree. Perfect. All right. Okay, so let's go to, like I mentioned earlier, before we start showing you what we can do through GitHub Copilot, the free alternatives, Codium and Cody. Make sure to check them out as well if you need free alternatives, especially for those who have graduated and is there no way to access Copilot, use Codium and Cody as an alternative in our special. All right. So let's start how to implement like understanding your code's context and how we engage overall through code chat. Okay, so it's best if we start like demoing and while showing you, or better to show you what we can do and then we can see it together all in one demo. All right, so one of the features you can have is like it can understand, like I mentioned earlier, you can understand your code context through GitHub Copilot. So pretty much by understanding your code, it will suggest you, it will give you suggestions and other chats based on what you ask it, right? You can ask it to under what this function does or how does this work, or to modify it through different commands like fix and stuff, and other like different commands we'll check out later on. So one of the things we're gonna do is, for example, on regarding debugging. So there is a problem in your code and you want to fix it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna say /fix, and then you're gonna describe, you're gonna give the context for what to fix, which is the highlighted point, which is the function here, as you can see, and then the Copilot will fix it for you, and then you can review it and approve it for your case. So as we will show you the demo later on, but this is the idea. You can just literally select the code you want to be fixed, you select it, and then you command fix. The command will be sent, and then you will accept the changes. You can review it, you can change it based on what you like, right? I think this is a clear part. Also on Gemini, which we'll get back to this, one. Let's go to first finish code explanation. So explain unfamiliar code, like if you don't understand the code, there is also a command for it. So you select the same code you don't understand, and then you slash explain command, and it will explain what this code does and how you can modify it, change it, and any other information you might want. So yeah, so also at the same time, there is also test generation, which is slash tests. It will generate a test for your unit tests for your function, which is also useful sometimes because tests can be repetitive, redundant, and quite intensive in terms of workload. So that would be a good guidance for you as well, right? Any questions so far until this one? So we have like fix command. We also have explain if you want to the function to be explained. Fix if you want to change some things on the some errors you noticed and you want the Copilot to change for fix. And for test is to generate test commands based on function you give it. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So let's maybe now check out the demo. Let's check it. Let's check out the demo. All right. Okay, so let me minimize this one and also this one. Okay. Yeah. So let's start with the first one, which is going to be fix. So yeah. So clearly this should have been plus, right, as you can see, and we need to change that. So what we're going to do is select the element, the function, and then we use Control I in order to create that tab where we can implement the command. Control I, don't forget that. And then you just say slash fix, and then it should fix it to x plus y. No, we can't. Okay. Can you give me this? What do you mean no, we can't? Okay, so it's I pinned both for both of you, so it should be fine. Like it's pinned for both the sessions, so you don't need to pin it. Okay, so any questions here? Like I think it's pretty simple. Like you select what you want to change and use slash fix command by Control I, and then it should do it. Right? Thumbs up if it's everything is clear. I need to get thumbs up so I know everybody's listening to me. All right. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is explain. So mind you, we understand that all of you are like developers, and I'm sure this part might be very basic, but the reason we're showing is because for us, if we can show you the basic stuff, you can hopefully explore more because there is a lot of commands to it, a lot of documentation, access. It has really is a diverse tool. So make sure to check this one as a basic starting point and access it more throughout your development. Okay, so let's check out the explain. So we have a huge function here. So let's select one. Which one should we have? Okay, perfect. Store result, yeah. So we need to check this class. So what we can do is the same thing, simple. We select what we want to check and then Control I, and then we just say slash explain, and it shall explain everything regarding this specific class. So I'm sure this one is, okay, it's a connect. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah, could you try again to pin Jonas? Okay, it's pinned on this one, but if you want, I can repin it again. It's pinned on my side. Maybe make sure to check your format, your your format, how many icons or users you can see. Maybe correct that one. Wait. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So see, so exclamation, the selected code snippet appears to be a method definition within a class called, yeah. So it gives you the description, what it has, and more information if you want it, right? Everything is detailed. Usually on this one, actually, interestingly, that it is very accurate because Copilot is trained a lot in coding data, so it has more accuracy regarding this than traditional, like let's say GPT 3.5, even GPT 4. So hallucination is less, but don't take it. Don't rely too much on it. Like I said, the most important thing is for you to recheck, make sure everything is as it claims. So yeah, take that as a note. And the third one, let's check out the interesting one, which is tastes. Let's generate tastes for this one. Okay, so yeah, so let's check out the function. Yes, chunk selection, section, section, chunk section, and it's the same format. We just need to generate tastes, so we're gonna use the taste command. So sometimes it might take some time in order to generate for it. It depends on the amount of information it's going to send you, but it should give you some kind of description of what it's generating. Yeah. So this is a test that's going to check for you for your class. And yeah, you can, yeah, like I said, when you check it in depth, you'll see how beneficial it is for you. And it might be, this is a simple example, but for like complicated and large classes and functions, this might be a good thing to have on your back. All right. Any questions so far? All is good? Thumbs up if everything is good, clear. All right. Thumbs up. Yes. The more thumbs up we get, the more confident I feel. Let's take it that way. Okay, perfect. So regarding the inspection, let's go back and check. So for Gemini, there is a Chrome Dev tool inside Chrome, so that when you inspect and check the issues we face regarding JavaScript or any type of web development, there is a good tool they have on Gemini. So maybe in order to just show it here, it's better if you just don't demo it. So let's open Chrome. Oh, okay. So yeah, currently we don't have the setup yet. So pretty much what you can do is like make sure your Chrome is updated. Currently I don't have my Chrome updated, but what you need to do is update your Chrome and make sure Gemini is integrated inside the Chrome DevTools. And then what it gives you is pretty much it can generate like explanation regarding like type errors you face, any issues through your inspections you face. Even sometimes there is a one they are working on where it can check even the network transmission, so that you know what data is being sent or not. So this kind of checking for you can help a lot. So make sure your Chrome is updated, and you should have this by default on all your Chrome platforms. Regarding this, is there any question? Checking for Gemini on Chrome. Okay, perfect. So make sure the most important on this one is pretty much it's free. You don't need to have an account. You don't need anything. You just need to make sure you have updated Chrome. Perfect. Okay, so let's continue to the next one. Yeah, so tests we have seen how it's generated, and also yes, there is one which is documentation. So documentation is a good one because most of the time people need this as like a right hand regarding implementing any type of software. So what you do is pretty much the same thing. You select a given function, a class or any type, and then just use the same command /doc, and it should generate what you want. Yeah, perfect. See, so you can see There is a lot of descriptions you can have and how you can do it. Perfect. Okay, so let's talk about limitations, right? Now, the most important thing I think you should take in mind is regarding limitations. So, while this technology is good and it has a lot of potential, the early science shows that there is a lot of work to be done. And as such, it's not perfect, but it's a good start for you to have. Not it is a good for software engineers or developers or computer science students who's trying to be productive. But for those who doesn't have any idea about development, coding, programming, then for those it might be still not enough because hallucination, the inaccuracies, and overall not having reasoning behind its actions gives it out some time, right? So make sure to understand this limitation before using it so that you are more informed and using it in a cautious and reliable manner. So this is the most important thing. So yeah, so one of the things is training data impact suggestion. So what we mean is pretty much some LLM models are trained on a general knowledge. Some training data are trained on general knowledge, like it could be ChatGPT, OpenAI's LLMs, even Mistral, and this main tier or mainstream models are trained on a vast amount of data, so they might not be accurate on a given set of programming queries you might have. So make sure to understand that. But Copilot is better because they are trained on data that is specifically on coding, but at the same time, still they are not perfect. So GitHub Copilot is not a compiler, is what we're trying to say pretty much. Never assume it's accurate as a compiler. Rather, it's just more a suggestion on top of your already known experience. And the third one is the AI can't read your mind. This is also important, as I mentioned earlier. Pretty much be descriptive. Don't assume that it knows what you want and gives you everything in an accurate manner. So as much as possible, be descriptive on what you want, specific examples, specific situations, so that it will give you more reliable results for your queries. And also large context. So it's not scalable to large context. Even the best ones we see, like 1 million token, is not very accurate or good enough. So as much as possible, the smaller context it has, the better it will respond. So these limitations are clear, right? I'm sure all of you have an experience with this one. Realize these limitations as well. So thumbs up if you agree, or a question if you have. Perfect. Good. Okay. Good. So now that we understand the limitation, let's talk about a product that we have been working as Afrochat team here in A2SV, so that you are better equipped regarding any tool you might have for the long-term projects you're working on. So Afrochat is pretty much what we're trying to do is take the best of every model, which could be Mistral, OpenAI, Gemini, all of them into one platform so that anything can be accessible for you, students, professionals, and even organizations benefit from this platform in an efficient manner. So we're trying to build on top of that. So as much as possible, we want to minimize the friction that we're facing regarding adoption of AI, and we want to make sure everybody has at least the option to get an access and try experiment with these platforms. Yeah, so that's our mission. And as most of you are students here, but we're also targeting professionals and businesses, especially on businesses. We're working with RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation, which is one type of AI where data based on given specific data, the LLM can accurately give you response rather than the traditional hallucination for specific business data. We're also working on with different other tools that might benefit the corporate systems, which is still in progress, but we shall announce it soon after. Yeah, so the problem we're reaching, like I mentioned, is difficulty accessing diverse generative AI services on a single platform, and premium generative AI services being too expensive for low-income Africans. So if we can tackle these problems, and then hopefully we'll get a lot of users that can benefit from these new technologies. So yeah, so this is pretty much us, and I'm sure some of you might know it if you are A2SV fan, some of you might not. Both are fine, but you can check out our platform at afrochat.app, which is the link that's going to be sent on the DM right now. We have a web app, so you can work on different tools you have. We have about 6 or 7 major LLM models available. We also have text to image, text to voice generation if you are into like creative works. And for coding, we are also trying to integrate Copilot. We're working with them as much as possible in order to integrate it for anybody to use. For those of you who doesn't have Copilot, but there are other few options you can check on the platform as well. And yeah, so let me maybe give you a little demo on Afrochat.app. Okay, perfect. Can you see the screen? Let me just, all right. Okay, so yeah, so this is still like on early phase. Like there is, as you can see, like the UI is still not there yet. We're still working on before launch. But one of the things we're trying to do is like give it access to the internet so that anybody who searches something can easily get access to. So let me just pick, for example, Mistral. I picked Mistral and I ask anything feature. So let's say I want to ask what is benefits of Gen AI for developers. This is my question, and yeah, so what it does is pretty much search all the webs. It scrapes a lot of websites from Google search and DuckDuckGo, other search engines, and gives you a summary of what your query is. So generative AI or Gen AI offers several benefits for developers, including increased efficiency, enhanced productivity, and sorts and improved productivity. One major advantage is the ability to automate and accelerate labor-intensive tasks, freeing up developers' time for high-value work. So yeah, pretty much the description of what you want to ask it, and at the same time, the sources it will fetch and related questions. So you can ask it anything regarding any type of query you have. You can also like pick out other elements of it, and you can just go to the chat where you can just ask it to generate any code for you. Once we have the premium Copilot and other like more interesting LLM models specific for coders, then you will have a better chance of getting what the result you want. So yeah, so this is pretty much Afrochat, and make sure to join it, check it out by yourself. If you have any questions, feedback, let us know. We're still trying to work on this one, and we'll make sure that you have something by August so that you can use it for your day-to-day tasks. Any questions? Okay, perfect. So thumbs up if you agree. If there is no question, thumbs down if there is. Okay, perfect. So yeah, on that regard, so I have announcement to make. So we have a question and answer session, but if there is no question, I can continue. If you have, just raise your hand, it's fine. But I have announcement. So currently we're looking for volunteers who are going to be QA for us, like quality assurance and beta testers for us. We have posted a link. We have posted a link for you to sign up and apply, which is at connect.org. I'll send you the link as well, but there is a link here and also on our Telegram channel. And we are very encouraging for anybody who wants to try testing, beta testing. And if you are willing, give me thumbs up and like make sure to check it out, and we'll reach to you and collaborate with us on this work. So yes. For those, yes. For those of you who gave me thumbs up, in order for you to check it out, let me just send you Afrochat's Telegram group. So go to our Telegram group. Let me just send this for pause. So you can check it out on akilconnect.org, or you can just check out our Telegram discussion group. And on that discussion group, there is on the announcement section, we have posted a volunteering opportunity. Please make sure to apply for that, so that as much we will immediately follow up with you and collaborate with us. We'll take as much as we can get, so there is enough space for everybody to apply. We need like a lot of individuals, so don't feel like it's going to be competitive or that you're not going to get the chance. Make sure to apply. We'll give you the demo, the prototype, and you will test it and you'll give us feedback. Sounds good? Thumbs up if that sounds good. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so if there is any other question, we're done for the session. I guess if you have any question at the same time, but maybe you have question later on, just feel free to reach me out. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you, guys. I have to go now. Have a wonderful day.